Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the data behind the absolute pinnacle of global attention. We aren't just looking at millions of clicks here. We're unpacking a leaderboard with numbers so astronomically huge, they honestly kind of defy human comprehension. We're talking about YouTube's all-time most viewed content.
So what actually dominates the world's screens? Honestly, it's the ultimate question of our digital age. If you had to guess what captures human attention more than literally anything else, what would you say? Breaking news? Big budget blockbusters? Well, the reality of what actually commands our attention is way more specific and, to be honest, way more fascinating than you'd probably expect.
To even get a seat at the table we're looking at today, you got to be part of an incredibly exclusive group. I'm talking about the Billion View Club. Just scraping the bottom edge of this top 10 list comes with an absolutely staggering entry fee. Over 5.5 billion views. Let that sink in for a second. We're not talking about some viral trend from last week. We're talking about content that has been clicked, watched, and rewatched billions upon billions of times. All right, let's get into our first major theme: music versus nursery rhymes. When you really dig into the data, this crazy narrative pops right out. It's basically a heavyweight title fight between two massively different categories. In one corner, you've got global hit music videos, the absolute peak of high-budget pop culture entertainment. And pulling in the exact opposite direction, hugely popular nursery rhymes and educational content for kids. We literally have the biggest pop stars on Earth, squaring off against animated toddlers. Let's see how this battle actually shakes out in the numbers.
Moving right into the data, counting down from 10 to 6.
Okay, get ready for some serious whiplash here. Kicking things off at number 10, we've got Ronson and Bruno Mars with Uptown Funk, sitting at a cool 5.5 billion views. Just above that, at 9, the absolute cultural phenomenon Gangnam Style by PSI at over 5.8 billion. Number 8 brings us global superstar Ed Sheeran with Shape of You pulling in an incredible 6.6 billion plus views. But now, look at number 7. Smack in the middle of these mega pop icons is the Phonics Song with 2 words by ChuChu TV, capturing over 6.8 billion views. Then at 6, we pivot right back to pop with Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth's See You Again at over 6.9 billion. The fact that ChuChu TV is casually beating out Ed Sheeran, PSI, and Bruno Mars? Yeah, that's our first real clue about the hidden power dynamics of this leaderboard. Let's see how this builds as we enter the top 5.
Let's keep moving, counting down from 5 to 2.
We are officially entering the elite tier now. Over 7.1 billion views. Just try to wrap your head around the sheer volume of time and human attention that number represents. To even claim the number 5 spot on this all-time list, this is the massive hurdle you have to clear. And securing that number 5 spot, it's Johny, Johnny, Yes Papa by LooLoo Kids. So with over 7.1 billion views, children's educational content is really starting to firmly establish its dominance. As we cross into the top 5, a short animated nursery rhyme about a kid trying to eat sugar is literally outperforming almost every high-budget music video ever produced in human history. Stepping up just a bit, we cross the 7.3 billion view threshold for our number 4 contender. The numbers are climbing fast, and the stakes are definitely getting higher. Claiming 4th place is Cocomelon with the Bath Song. Notice the major shift here. The momentum has strictly moved over to the side of nursery rhymes. The absolute titans of the music industry have been completely pushed out of the number 5 and number 4 spots by colorful, bouncy animations designed to help toddlers take a bath.
Now, I really want you to pay close attention to this next number, over 8.4 billion views. To get from 4th place to the bronze medal, just one single step up the ladder, requires a mind-boggling leap of over 1 billion views. 1 billion views is a lifetime astronomical achievement for most, but here, it's literally just the gap between 2 spots on the leaderboard.
And who takes the bronze? It's Cocomelon again, this time with Wheels on the Bus, sitting super comfortably at over 8.4 billion views. That gives Cocomelon an unbelievable double presence in the top 5. It completely proves the absolute, undeniable power of repetitive educational content. Kids aren't just watching this stuff once, they are watching it on an endless loop, which absolutely rockets these view counts into the stratosphere.
Okay, the tension is really building now. Over 8.9 billion views. We are literally knocking on the door of 9 billion. This is the monumental threshold just to reach the runner-up position on the all-time list.
Who on earth could possibly command this much attention?
Well, in a pretty surprising twist, the global hit music video category strikes a massive, dramatic final blow. Coming in at number 2 is Despacito by Luis Fonsi featuring Daddy Yankee, pulling in over 8.9 billion views. It is the biggest pop song on the entire list, breaking up that nursery rhyme monopoly in the top 5. It proves that, hey, a catchy enough melody really can capture the entire world's attention. But is it enough to take the top crown?
Let's find out. The undisputed number 1.
Just look at that number. Over 16.6 billion views. I really need to pause here because this logic-defying number completely breaks the scale we've been using so far. We were just marveling at 8.9 billion. This skips 9, 10, 11, all the way past 15 billion entirely. It is a staggering, monumental leap.
And the undisputed champion of the world? Baby Shark Dance by Pinkfong. With over 16.6 billion views, it officially cements nursery rhymes as the absolute rulers of the platform. Think back to that global battle we started with, between massive hit music videos and children's educational content. The toddlers won, and they won by an absolute landslide.
Notice how crazy this gap looks when we map it out. You've got Wheels on the Bus at 8.4 billion and Despacito at 8.9 billion looking practically identical next to each other. But then Baby Shark Dance just towers over them at 16.6 billion. It doesn't just beat the competition, it nearly doubles the view count of the runner-up. It's not just first place, it's honestly in a completely different universe of data.
Now, before we wrap up, I have to share something truly charming we found right in the source data. Buried under all these billions of views, there's a quirky little note attached that literally reads, "Thank you for watching video. Are you interested this type video? Subscribe." After dealing with all this cold, hard, massive data, it's just a funny, relatable little sign-off that reminds us of the actual human element behind the screens. So, I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Just look at the colossal gap established by Pinkfong and Cocomelon. Based on this data, do you think global hit music videos will ever be able to reclaim the top spot from nursery rhymes? Or has the infinite replay value of children's content permanently conquered the top of the leaderboard? It's definitely something fascinating to chew on the next time you glance at a view count. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I hope you found it as incredibly eye-opening as I did. Keep learning, keep questioning the data, and I'll see you next time.